Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this mobile label printer to go ahead and give it a quick review, so that's what I'm going to do. This is the Phomemo M220 series. It's a thermal label printer. So that what that means is it does not use ink. You just use paper, and it uses a heat source to kind of just print things on the label, so you don't have to worry about running out of ink. It's also portable and mobile, so that means that you can actually charge it up and take it with you. So if you're in the field, if you're running around a factory or a warehouse, and you want to go ahead and label something, this is it. You want to run around your house and label things? This is the thing to use. Let's go ahead and open it up. So here we go. Oh, we have the quick start guide, and we have instructions, further instructions. And we do have a QR code both for YouTube for instruction manuals, and then I believe there's also a QR code for downloading the app. You can actually use this with a computer or with a smartphone, iPhone or Android. And so I'm going to go ahead and use an iPhone for this particular review. Let's see here. We've got two different paper sizes. There we go. Rolls of paper, labels, stickers. We have a power cord that's both for charging and for plugging it into a computer. That's a USB A, and then kind of a little USB, looks like a USB-C plug, so that's nice. And then here's the actual label printer. About a pound or two. It's not too heavy. Ooh, it's pink. You can get these in different colors. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. Again, Phomemo is the company. There we go. Let's go ahead and read the instructions and get into it. Okay, so I've been playing around with it a little bit. I'm going to kind of show you how this whole thing works. First things first, you want to download the app called Printmaster. You can get it from the actual instructions. There's actually a little QR code that you can use to download the app for either Android or iPhone. I did iPhone, so I'm going to click on it here. I'm going to load it up. Now my printer is turned on, and very first thing here in the app, there's a little printer button. I'm going to click on that. It says connect to printer. So there we go. It found my printer. There's the printer right there. I click on that, and I hit, just click on it, and there we go. I got a little green check mark, and now it's ready to go. It is connected to the printer, sitting right next to it, so that's great. Now, a couple quick things here. You can build a new label. You can change your label paper, but you can also build that in the label thing, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. You can go ahead and you have templates. I have some test templates here that I was playing around with, and I'm going to go ahead and do another one here in a moment. So I'm going to hit a new label, and I know that my labels happen to be 50 millimeters by 80 millimeters, and you can go ahead and what you can do is you actually use a ruler. You can measure it if you don't know off the top of your head, but I happen to know because I measured it with a ruler. I'm going to change my orientation. That's what my labels I want them to look like, and I'm going to hit confirm, and here we go. This is my label maker. This is my actual app. I can do all sorts of cool things. I can add text, barcodes, QR codes, icons, or pictures. I can use time and other things. I can put in shapes and lines, all sorts of amazing stuff you can do in here. I'm going to show you how to build a quick label. So I'm going to click on text, and I put some text up here, and I'm going to type it in. I'm going to type in test label, and I say, gee, that's a little bit small, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the arrow and make that a little bit bigger. Whoops, you know what, I spelled label wrong. It spell checked it, good. Automatically word wrap, so I'm going to do something like that. There we go, hit a little check mark, and there we go. I can change the font, I can change the size of it, I can change the alignment. Let's do this. It is bold. Let's do underline. That looks pretty good. And I'll go ahead and click off, and there we go. I can do a QR code as well. So QR codes will typically take you someplace. I'm just going to go ahead and type in Amazon.com as my QR code. I hit the little checkbox, and it puts it up here in the upper left corner. I can kind of pull it down. I can widen it, and there we go. There is Amazon. It's a QR code that I can kind of click off, and then I can put in pictures. I'll do an icon. So there's all kind of pictures I can do, office equipment, clothing, washing marks. So if I'm actually labeling stuff for a laundromat, I can use a whole bunch of different things here. I can put labels on my clothing if I want. Let's see here. Digital, all kind of digital pictures, fruits, foods, you get the idea. Let's go ahead and put an apple onto my label. I will stretch that out a little bit. I will move that down. That's what my label is going to look like. Looking pretty good. I can rotate things around. I'll put a sideways apple. There we go. Okay, that is my label. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Maybe I want to use this again and again. Maybe I'm making favors for something. I'm not sure. So I'm going to hit save, save as, and I'm going to call it label. Boy, I keep spelling it. Label 3. Confirm, and there we go. And now it's saved. What's it look like when it prints? Well, my printer is sitting right here, ready to go. Little Bluetooth symbol is ready. I'm going to hit print label. I can choose number of copies, but I'm just going to print 1, and here we go. Watch how fast this prints. And done. Look at that. 3 seconds later, I have a label. There we go, and then I can just tear it off. I'll put my phone down. I'll tear it off. And there's my label. They do stick very well. You can kind of pull it off. I pull it off. It's a very solid label. I'm actually pretty impressed. Nice. There we go. There's my label. Cool. When I'm done, I go back here. Now, if you are having a hard time figuring out what to put on your labels, no problem. Instead of just, let's go ahead and go back to the beginning here. Here's all of my saved labels, the one I just created, and here's some other ones. You can go ahead and make a new label again. There's my paper. That's good. I'm going to confirm. Okay. If you're having a hard time, you're not feeling creative, you can click on templates in new label, and you can actually pick out some of these labels that have already been designed for you. So here's one for ingredients. Here's one for items, for clothing, for price, a little barcode on there. Informational labels are the same way. Let's see here. Let's pick a commodity label, and let's just do clothing. How's that? And there we go. And now I can go ahead, I can put a logo in there. I could call it whatever I want. I could change the name of it. I can change the pricing. Let's double tap there. And let's say this is actually only $13. Check mark. I click off, and there we go. In fact, can I move this up? I can move that up a little bit. There we go. Now it looks better. Cool. And I will go ahead and I will hit print again. And I will print right now and watch what happens. And there we go. Our label prints out just fine. As long as you tear it off nicely, when you print again, it'll pop back out, so you don't have to waste the label, so that's kind of nice. But there you go. There's my screen, and there's what my label looks like. It looks great. I've been playing with this for over an hour now, and I am amazed. I can just use my phone. I can design all sorts of cool labels, print them out no matter where I am in my house. It's really, truly amazing. If you haven't had a label printer for a while, they've come a long way. This kind of proves how far it's come. There's no ink. It's all thermal. I've gone around my house. I've labeled things left and right. My wife thinks I'm going bananas just labeling stuff for the heck of it. But I'm having fun with this. Like, this is a fun thing to do now because everything all handheld. It does have a charge. It's actually held right now. There's no wires. You just charge it up and ready to go. I have not charged this thing yet. It's still running. But I've gone around and labeled all sorts of things. I've labeled some bins down in my basement. I've labeled a couple things in the kitchen that didn't really need to be labeled. But it's fun. I've designed little labels. I've put little pictures on them. Even the kids want to go ahead and play with this. This is really easy and fun. You can hook this thing up to a Macintosh or a Windows computer as well. You can go ahead and download some label software, and the label software is very similar to the phone software. It just allows you to go ahead and do a couple extra things. Sometimes it's a little easier to design stuff on a bigger screen if you're familiar with a mouse, but you do have to plug it in. So there's a little USB port here. It's the same place where you charge it. You plug in one side of the cord here and one side into the USB of your computer, and then you go ahead and you download the software. It connects, it syncs up, it prints just fine. You are able to actually use an Excel spreadsheet for like a mail merge sort of a function. So if you have a bunch of inventory items with names and prices, you could actually print out labels from your Excel spreadsheet. You just kind of add a text block and you line up the data. It's not too bad. There are tutorials in the software, but this is great for like online orders. If you go ahead and sell crafts or something on the side, this sort of thing would be wonderful for that. My wife has a wedding coming up and she has to make favors. She's going to probably use this to make favors for the labels. You can get different paper as well. well. It comes with 3 different sizes of like roller, just white paper, but you can get decorative labels as well, and that's what she's going to go ahead and do. She's going to get some decorative paper, print out all the different labels from this thing, and then slap that onto all the favors. Overall, this is a great printer. I highly recommend it. It's been a lot of fun. It's a very useful thing. It's a great printer because you don't have any ink. It's thermal, it's fast, it connects to your phone, it's mobile. You don't have to worry about being plugged in someplace. I've had no problems with connections. I've connected it to multiple phones. I've connected it to my computer. I had 0 problems whatsoever. It just works. You just plug it in, you design your label, and you go. It works. Highly recommended. If you need a label printer, this is one to get.